So this is planning a small business activity, and this is actually a really useful thing for you to go through and understand because it gives you the chance to understand how to make some money at this point or later in your life. So in that way, it's really useful. It's also the second big unit that we're doing, and they call small business in this a micro enterprise. And what I'm going to do quickly in these few slides is explain to you what you need to do. So the idea really is that you come up with 3 business ideas, small ones, mini ones, that could be staged within the school environment. So for example, if we had a sort of like fete in the main hall, or you could do your ideas around the school. And in a moment, you're going to see the variety of ideas that you could use. Now, this is much more than just buying a packet of biscuits from Tesco and selling them. It's more than that. It's about doing things in a proper way and actually selling things or offering services that people want to buy. So you can see here in this picture that the stand where the cakes and the glasses are being sold has been properly put together and thought about. So we're going to look at the business ideas now. Okay, so there are a variety of ideas that you could use for your small business, and you have to choose 3 of them. Now, it doesn't have to be limited to the ones on this list, but this list is there to help you. So 3 ideas that you're going to choose. Now, you can have a look at the list and have a bit of a think outside me talking in this little talk track. So it's 3 from this list, or you can do some of your own, but they've got to be sort of things that you could do in the school environment. So when you've chosen your 3, the next thing to do is to write a paragraph about each of the ideas and explain them. So you can see here what this student has done is they've explained about their cookie making idea. They've given the ins and outs of it. So you'd have to do that if you were doing cookies with that cookie idea plus 2 others. The next thing to do is for each idea some research. Okay, so you have to find out the following. What might it cost you? So if you were making cookies, how much they would cost to make each one, how much you might sell them for, what people might pay for them, what kind of flavors people would like. So to find that out, you'd talk to about 10 people and you'd ask their opinion. And you'd make a note of what they'd say. So you'd ask them things like, what kind of flavors would you like? How much are you happy to pay for them? This is the same with whatever you do. If you did a car wash, then you'd ask the same things. What would you be happy to pay? What sort of service would you like with the car wash? Things like that, really. And also, the last point here is to look online. So find online similar products and how much they cost and are being sold for. So if you were selling little toys to younger students, you'd want to find out how much they cost online and also what they're being sold for as well. And again, make a note. So that is your research about what you're selling. And you need to make a note of it, write it down. Here's an example of somebody who's written a little bit about their research. Remember, you have to do this for each of the 3 ideas. You can read this in your own time outside the talk track. The next thing to do is the pros and cons of your idea. That's the advantages and disadvantages. So if we were taking the cookie example, an advantage of doing that idea would be that cookies are very popular, they're not very expensive, people can afford to buy them, they are something that are a nice gift to give to other people, everybody knows what they are, they're all familiar with them, and you'd explain your ideas in that way there. Try not to just write it in 2 or 3 words. When you're writing about the pros of something, each pro or advantage should have 2 or 3 sentences to it. And it's the same as well with the cons. The disadvantages. So you can see from this picture, one of the disadvantages is that if you sell cookies during the hot summer, you're going to get the chocolate melted, and that might make them look less appealing. and maybe less people will buy them. So come up with the pros and the cons of your idea. It also, as well, let's just take one more con, it might be quite difficult to make the cookies, bring them in, store them in a good place. If you don't sell any cookies, what's going to happen? What are you going to do with those? Because in a day or so, they'll go off. So just to sum up, here's your little mission. It is to choose three business ideas, okay, mini business ideas. For each one, explain the idea, then say what research you would do and actually do that research. So do actually ask people. And then finally, say the pros and cons of each idea. That starts you off in the first part of this unit and will really get you ahead. Take pride in it, because actually this is an interesting thing to do, and it will really help your thinking in terms of making money for the future.